A Light Exists in Spring by Emily Dickinson, 1830 to 1886. A light exists in spring, not present on the year at any other period, when March is scarcely here. A colour stands abroad on solitary fields that science cannot overtake, but human nature feels. It waits upon the lawn, it shows the furthest tree. Upon the furthest slope, you know, it almost speaks to you. Then as horizons step or noons report away, without the formula of sound, it passes, and we stay. A quality of loss affecting our content, as trade had suddenly encroached upon a sacrament. So this is a poem by Emily Dickinson. Let's see, Emily Dickinson came from Amherst, Massachusetts. She spent all of her life in Amherst. This was small town America in the mid-19th century. She was better known as a gardener than as a poet, and almost all of her poems were published posthumously after her death. She was a recluse, but today she's recognized as one of America's greatest poets. Let's see, this poem is about spring. This poem is about the feeling of spring. It's about the light of spring. It's about nature, and it's almost a spiritual way. That in a spiritual way, it says that spring has this element that we can feel, that humans can feel, that nature can feel, but it's not something that science can't explain. It's talking about the cycles of the year, and the rebirth of the year, the death of winter. It's talking about the cycles and the seasons, and how we know that the death of winter has come. That there's just some feeling that it's impossible for science to measure, and that we are one with spring, that we are part of nature, that there is part of nature inside us that we cannot deny. We are spiritually linked to nature. A light exists in spring, not present on the year at any other period, when March is scarcely here. So notice first of all this half rhyme between year and here. And it rhymes, but not completely, and it gives this rhythm to this. And she's saying that in early spring, when March has scarcely started, at the beginning of March, there's this light, this special light, which tells us that spring is here. That this special light doesn't exist at any other part of the year, and it's telling us that winter is dead, winter has gone, that winter is dying, that the rebirth is here, that the light has changed, and that there is a feeling to the light, that it's special, and that we as humans, we connect to this spiritually. A colour stands abroad on solitary fields that science cannot overtake, but human nature feels. So there's a colour. The whole world has a different colour. Yes, the whole world is still part. It looks like winter, but winter's gone. you can see in the colour of the fields, in the colour of nature, that something has changed, that it's now time to be reborn, that life is coming back again, that this is the change, and this is something that is deep in our souls, it's deep in our being. This is something that human nature, that the link between humans and nature, that we are humans, we're part of nature, and this is not something that science can identify. It's the feeling of our connection with nature, and this is something that science cannot measure. Science cannot measure the way that this spring colour, this feeling of yes, winter's over, I've made it through. It waits upon the lawn, it shows the furthest tree. Upon the furthest slope, you know, it almost speaks to you. So this light, there is this special light, this special colour, this special feeling, and it's on the grass, on the lawns. It's in the furthest tree, you can see it. You can see it on the slopes of the mountainsides that you know, and this colour, this light, it almost speaks to you. It's saying to you, yes, winter is over, rebirth is here, it's the time for rebirth. This is your this is part of you. And also I think this is also related to the change in the light, the way the light cycles are changing, and we are now in now the day has become much longer, and winter is gone, and there is this special light, this special feeling within us. Then as horizons step, or noons report away, without the formula of sound, it passes, and we stay. And so, as horizon steps, so the horizon, if you see the horizon, it steps further and further and further away. Or noons report away, or noon. I think noon here, noon is midday, and I think this is related to the change in time, that time is changing, that the light cycle is changing. And without a formula of sound, this light, this feeling passes, and we stay. So this feeling that spring has sprung, that spring has come, this is a feeling that slowly moves away from us. It soundlessly leaves us. But we stay here. We stay here as part of this changing world. So we are here, but the world is changing. The nature is changing. We have changed now from winter to spring, and spring is here. And this special light, this special feeling, this spring is here, has gone. But we stay, and it continues. A quality of loss affecting our content. So, and we feel sadness that this feeling, this feeling of victory against winter, this feeling of living through the cold, of the fact that the cold of death of night has gone, and we are sad that this feeling has gone, that now we are going towards summer and it's time for work. But we feel very sad that spring is now coming upon us, and it's now time for work. And it's as if the money sellers or the vendors, the money changers, or the money lenders were in the temple. And this last bit, trade had suddenly encroached upon a sacrament. This is talking about the story of the money lenders being in the temple, and Jesus telling them to leave the temple, because this is not a place for trade. This is a place for a holy place where trade and but the lending of money is something that is not acceptable, and it's as if something has the change that coming towards someone. We first of all we suddenly have this feeling that yes we've done it, but then as the spring slowly starts to develop, we lose it, and it's as if something has encroached, something has come over, has stepped on the holiness or the wonder of that feeling, and it's taken it away, and we feel sad because the holiness, the holy feeling has gone. So, A Light Exists in Spring by Emily Dickinson.